let us continue learning time and work. Okay, पिछले class में we learned time and work, and I hope you all remember we learned two types, right? Type 1, type 2. Type 1 was the one where a group of people were doing work. Type 2 was the one where individuals were doing work, right? And then we had seen multiple scenarios for each of these types, and we also saw the steps to do these questions, right? Do you remember all of it? So in type 1, when you had a group of people doing work, when you had a group doing work, during that time, basically, our formula was, what was our formula? Number of workers into time taken is equal to work done, right? Here we first found the work done, the work to be done, and then we use this formula, correct? And then type 2 was when individuals were doing work. A takes 10 days, B takes 20 days. है ना, उसमें हमने बोला था कि total work will assume by finding LCM, right? And then we'll find 1 day's work and we'll use the formula 1 day's work into number of days is equal to total work. Correct? Total work done. These formula we use. In fact, in the free group, right, in our WhatsApp community, the question that was posted today was on time and work. And I hope you were able to attempt it. If you haven't attempted it yet, do attempt it later, because it was again a little trickier on this type 2 side only. It's really important that you're able to interpret it, you're able to stepwise solve. Same steps, same concept, same fundamentals, and same base formula. Right? This formula just keeps changing when the scenarios change. Right? So उस हिसाब से ये दिया था. अब इसी के ऊपर we are going to build, we are going to talk about efficiency. Right? Efficiency also type 1 and type 2. So efficiency in type 1, when multiple types of groups are working together. So what was a type 1 earlier? Type 1 was when a group of people were doing work. There were men, there were painters, there were sculptors, there were tractors, there were a group of IT employees, right? So it's a group of people that were put together, right? Now, what if there are 2 different types of groups or 3 different types of groups? Like it's not just men, but men and women, right? It's not just tractors flowing a field, it's tractors and bullocks, right? It's not just IT employees, but IT employees and some technicians also. So on and so forth, right? So the IT employees and some data analysts as well, probably, right? So when you have 2 different groups of people working together, that is when efficiency ka factor comes in, right? For example, the question is 5 men and 4 women. So again, type 1 was about group doing work. So here also there's a group doing work. It's just that there are 2 groups that are working together. One group is of men and another group is of women. In type 1, like in type 2, what happens? They associate work to individual. Then A has a different capacity of doing work. A can do it in 20 days. B can do it in 30 days. Right? And individually we take their capacity. How many units can they do in a day? We take that into consideration. In type 1, what happens is we do not treat people as individuals. If we say 5 men, we are assuming this all 5 are same. If we say 6 employees, we say all 6 employees are doing it all together in the same manner. Right? The onus is not on one single person. In the same way, here also when multiple groups are working, we are like all men are same. And this all women are same. But men and women are different than one another. And that is why concept of efficiency comes in. Okay? The questions look like these. 5 men and 4 women can finish work in 10 days. 1 man and 6 women can finish it in 11 days. Find the number of days required for 3 men and 3 women to finish the work. So it's like a group which is made of 4 men and 5 men and 4 women. There's another group which is made of 1 man and 6 women. They both are doing the same work. One is doing it in 10 days, another one is doing it in 11 days. So here, same steps, same funda is used almost, right? But there's efficiency ka factor that comes into the picture. How do we factor in efficiency? So the formula here becomes number of workers into time taken into their efficiency is equal to 1. Earlier भी ऐसा ही दिखने वाला फॉर्मूला था, बस into efficiency नहीं था. क्यों? क्योंकि उस समय पे only one type of group was working. Let's say only men were working. So we assume that because efficiency is a relative term. Is it relative or not? Right? Let's say I am able to solve. Okay, let's say CAT exam as an example. Ideally, in quant, if there are 22 questions, you are expected to do all 22 in 40 minutes. Ideally, though, right? But does that always happen? No. Let's say there's one person who ends up doing in 40 minutes, ends up doing 20 questions, right? Another one ends up doing 10 questions in 40 minutes. What do we say? we say that the second person was half as efficient as the first person, right? Because first person solved 20 and another solved 10. So you were half as efficient, which means you did half the amount of work, right? But are we able to associate efficiency? If this efficiency is called 100% and this efficiency is called 80% and this another efficiency is called 50%? We can't do it. Why? Because there is no absolute benchmark. There is no absolute benchmark. Maybe there's somebody who is able to do 100 questions in 40 minutes. And then someone else comes who does 101 questions in 40 minutes. Whole point is nobody can ever know that what is the highest number of questions a person can do in 40 minutes, right? Because that would be most efficient. That would be the benchmark, right? But because we don't have it, we usually compare between the two entities that we have. That's why we assume that first one person's efficiency, we assume absolute. Like let's say we assume that the efficiency of this person doing 20 questions is absolute. And then on the basis of that, we say that the other person did half of it, right? Or if we consider this 10 questions in 40 minutes wale person ka as a benchmark, we consider other person is double efficient, right? Twice the efficiency. So whole point is efficiency is relative. There is no absolute number to efficiency, right? And because in earlier question, we had only one group of people working, let's say 5 men, all men were equally efficient. That's why we assume their efficiency to be 100%, which is 1. 100% is 1. And that is why in the previous formula, efficiency ka factor did not come in. But because now we have different groups, one of them will end up having efficiency 1 and the other will end up having efficiency relative to it, either more or less than it. That is why this efficiency ka multiplication factor is coming into picture, right? Because our formula earlier was workers into time taken is work done, right? Because we were assuming that efficiency was 1, considering there was only one group of people. But now it is going to change. Do you understand the logic behind this formula? Yes or no? Yes, very good. So now that we know this, let us see the steps to solve. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I'll solve this question to help you understand. What we're going to do is, we're going to find the amount of work which is done by the first group, right? Now in this group, there are 5 men and 4 women, right? Let's say we will assume that the efficiency of men is W and is M and efficiency of women is W. Either we can do that or we can say that the efficiency of men is 1 and accordingly efficiency of women is W. We will assume that men का efficiency 100% है, relatively हम women का efficiency निकालेंगे, ठीक है? So in the first group, how much was work done? There was some work done by men and work done by women. That together made the total work done, right? Work by men plus work by women equals to the total work that was done by this group. Correct? What is work done by men? What is the work done by men? The work done by men is number of men into time taken, right? Into their efficiency, which we are assuming is M, let's say, right? And what is the work done by women? Women were 4. They worked for 10 days with their efficiency W, right? This became total work, which is 50M. यहीं पे लिख देती हूँ आगे, right? Is this the work done by? We don't know the efficiency of men or women, right? That's why we can write it as 50M plus 40W is the total work done that was done by group 1. Right? Similarly, we go ahead to calculate what was the work done by second group. Second group is who? Second group is this. 1 man and 6 women finishing it in 11 days. Right? So 1 man into 11 days into efficiency M. I'll use black color only. Number of men into days into their efficiency plus number of women into days into their efficiency, which is equal to 11M plus 66. यहाँ पे W होना चाहिए 66W. Right? This is the work done by group 2. Do we agree with this much? Right? This is a work done by group 1 and this is a work done by group 2. Do we agree till here? As per the formula, yeah? Now, what the condition is? The condition says that both of these groups did same work. Did both of these groups do same work? Yes. Both of these groups did same work. So basically we are saying, it's the same question here. We are saying both groups, the same question. Both groups did same work. इसका मतलब 50M plus 40W is equal to 11M plus 66W. Right? Right? If we solve it, this becomes 39M is equal to 26W. 13 threes are 13. So this gives us that m by w is 2 by 3, right? Efficiency of men versus efficiency of women. So let's say we assume that the efficiency of men, let's say we assume that the efficiency of men is 100%, that is 1. So then W becomes 3 by 2 of men, that is 1.5, that is 150%. मतलब women are more efficient, right? So this is what we can do. है ना, ये रिलेटिव एफिशिएंसी हमको मिलते ही हम बोलते हैं लेट्स से मेन की एफिशिएंसी में 100% मतलब 1 समझ रही हूँ, तो women की एफिशिएंसी 1.5 होगी, right? So if I take this into consideration, I realize that my total work, if I put these values in, I realize that my total work that was done is equal to how much? 50m plus 60w, right? That is 50 into 1 plus 60 into 1.5. Fair? Fair? Right? Which is how much? 140. So here we understand that the total work was 140 units. Yes or no? Yes. We understood our total work here was 140 units. है ना? तो अब उन्होंने क्या पूछा है? अब उन्होंने तुमको पूछा है कि how many days are required for 3 men and 3 women to finish this work. So you'll be like, okay, I have to find out number of days, right? So I'll be like 3 men requiring number of days with their efficiency 1 plus 3 women number of days, D, same days, right? Into their efficiency 1.5 are totally doing 140 units, right? Right? They are totally doing 140 units because this is also men and women doing their work. M की value 1 और W की value 1.5 आ गई है मेरी, right? Right? So this is what? This is 7.5 D is equal to 140. So D is 140 divided by 7.5. What answer do we get here? What answer do we get here? By the way, I've made a wrong, a little mistake here. Okay, you should have pointed it out for me. एक छोटी mistake मैंने कर दी. It was 40W, right? This one was 40W, not 60W, right? Work was 50M plus 40W. So this was supposed to be 40. Values अलग आएंगी. This was supposed to be 40, and then accordingly this becomes 40 plus 20, 60. This becomes 110. So then this is 110. This is 110, right? बताओ आंसर बताओ. क्या है आंसर फटाफट बताओ मुझे. What is the answer here? 110 divided by 7.5. कैसे कर सकते हैं हम इसको? 1100 divided by 75. Right? We can do that. Which becomes 11 divided by 3 by 4. Right? Which is 44 by 3. है ना, मैंने बस 75 by 100 ले लिया उसको, तो वो 3 by 4 हो गया. Right? Right? फिर उसके बाद just a second ना, let me इसको भी सुंदर कर देती हूँ मैं. 110. हाँ, तो अभी this becomes 4 66. 14.66 days. So how many days will be required? 14.66. How did we solve it again? Basically, what do? Is we simply use the formula of work done. We basically first say that the first group did some work. Second group did some work. According to the question, both the works are same. If both the works are same, they are giving me some value of M and W, right? I assume a value of M is 1 and then W becomes 1.5. I could also say, I could refer to this and I could also say that let's say M is 2 and W is 3. It's the same thing, right? If M is 2 and W is 3, it is still M is 1.5 times more. If M is 1, W becomes 1.5. Relative number है, कुछ भी assume कर सकती हूँ मैं. जो भी मैंने assume किया, M और W की value मेरी आई, उसके हिसाब से मैंने total work निकाला. Total work can be found by inserting it in any one of these. 11M plus the 66W में डालो, 50M plus 40W में डालो. जिसमें भी डाला तुम्हें पता चला कि भाई total work तो 110 units है. So the same 110 units are being done by this new group of 3 women and 3 men. So again, I do the same thing. Work done by men plus work done by women in this new group is also 110. Accordingly, I find out the number of days are 14.66. Okay. If somebody is asking me a question, which question है किसी का? नहीं. Right? Okay. Cool. So this is it. I hope you've understood it. अभी इसको हम और replicate करेंगे. अच्छा, इसमें हमने efficiency मैंने यहीं पे सब निकाल दिया. I had more space for it. But यहाँ पे efficiency निकाली हमने और यहाँ पे number of days निकालने के लिए मैंने space छोड़ी थी. बट यू अंडरस्टूड राइट कि नंबर ऑफ डेज बेसिकली हमारा आंसर आया 14.66. ओके कूल. नाउ लेट अस डू सेकंड क्वेश्चन. ये सवाल करते हैं. वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. चलो लेट्स डू इट टुगेदर नाउ. If a group of 4 boys and 2 girls can finish a project in 5 days. Again, 4. By the way, ये फॉर्मूला को हम अभी ऐसा यूज करने लगे क्या, जैसे बोला ना, वर्क बाय बॉयज प्लस वर्क बाय गर्ल्स इक्वल्स टू टोटल वर्क, राइट? So now this becomes number of boys into number of days into their efficiency plus girls into days into their efficiency. Now since we know that the days are common, can we simply just do this as 4b plus 2g into 5? Will you be able to understand if I start writing like this directly? Right? Because the number of days is always common. So we can take it common, right? We can take it common. And we will take number of people and multiply it by their respective efficiencies, right? So we will start doing it like this. Can we start doing it like this? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Cool. मतलब मेरा ये कहना है कि डायरेक्टली मैं इसी स्टेप पे आ जाऊं, उसके बाद मुझे ओपन अप करके इसको सॉल्व तो करना ही पड़ेगा. बट मैं एटलीस्ट स्टार्टिंग में ही अगर मैं डायरेक्टली बोलूं कि पहले ग्रुप का तो काम होगा, या तो फिर लिख ही लेती हूँ कि 4 into 5 into b प्लस 2 into 5 days into g which is 20b plus 10g, राइट? ये पहले ग्रुप का काम होगा. दूसरे ग्रुप का काम, एंड अ ग्रुप ऑफ 2 boys and 4 girls can finish the project in 4 days, right? So 2 boys into 4 days into their efficiency plus 4 girls into 4 days into their efficiency. This is 8b plus 16g, right? Now they are saying that both of their work is same, right? So it will be like 20b plus 10g is equal to 8b plus 16g. When we solve it, this becomes 12b is equal to 6g. So 2b is equal to g. So from here, if b is equal to 1, g is equal to 2. Right? People also do it this way. B by G is 1 by 2. So B को 1 और G को 2 हमने अज्यूम कर दिया. तो हमारी efficiencies निकल गई, right? Efficiencies निकल गई कि boys की efficiency 1 and girls की efficiency 2 है, right? तो फिर आगे हम क्या करेंगे? अभी हम निकालेंगे days. Now find the number of days required for 5 girls alone to do this project. 5 girls alone to do this project. So 5 girls into number of days into efficiency 2 है उनकी efficiency 2 है. Together are supposed to do total work. How much is total work? We're supposed to find total work first. So let us find total work first. Total work है कितना? Total work है 20b plus 10g है. 20b plus 10g. 40 units आ गया. So now I am like कि number of girls are 5 into number of days into their efficiency 2 is giving me 40 units. So D is 4 days. And this is how I get कि 4 days are required for 5 girls to do this work. ठीक है? आ गया है हमको. अमृता आ गया था ना? समझ गया है ना? Yes, very good. चलो, let's do more questions on this. क्योंकि कैट लेवल में ना यूजुअली वो टाइप 1 का बेस नहीं पूछते हैं, क्योंकि वो यूनिटरी मेथड हो जाता है. यूजुअली दे आस्क एफिशिएंसी क्वेश्चंस ओनली, तो इसको स्ट्रेंथन करना बहुत जरूरी है. यहाँ पे भी देखो, वी हैव डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स ना, तो वी विल एसोसिएट एफिशिएंसीज विद देम, राइट? हाउ विल वी सॉल्व इट? विल बी लाइक, ओके, we have 3 tractors can plow a farm in 2 days, right? Which means number of tractors का अगर काम है, तो number of tractors into number of days into tractor की efficiency T, which is equals to 6T. This is the work, right? And then 3 oxes can plow it in 5 days. तो ox का क्या है? 3 oxes, number of days 5 days, number of days into their efficiency O, that is 15O. This is also work. And then this work is same, मतलब 5T is equal to 15O, right? So this gives me T by O as 2 by 5. T by O as 2 by 5. तो T की efficiency 2 और ox की efficiency 5. ये हमारी efficiencies आ गई. इस efficiency की help से what are we going to do is, इसके बाद जगह है क्या? नहीं है. Let me conserve some space here. ठीक है. So this gives me 6T is equal to 15O. So T by O is equal to, sorry, T by O is 5 by 2. उल्टा लिया था, अच्छा हो गया, डिक्रीज किया. ठीक है. तो दिस गिव्स मी मेरा T का वैल्यू 5 एंड O का वैल्यू 2. इससे मेरा टोटल वर्क क्या आता है? टोटल वर्क दोनों में से एक होगा. लेट्स से मैं 15O पकड़ती हूँ. that is 15 into 2, तो 30 units का total work मेरा हुआ. Now who are supposed to work? One tractor and 5 oxes. So tractor का काम कितना होगा? Number of tractors, right, into number of days into their efficiency t. T की value क्या थी? 5 plus number of oxes into number of days into their efficiency 2. Total completing 30 units, right? So days की value क्या आ जाएगी? 2 days. Correct? So 2 days is the answer. है ना? चलो अब और एक कोई सवाल करो. इधर तक समझ गया है क्या? ये प्रीवियस रिकॉल वाला सवाल करने से पहले इधर तक समझ गया है सबको? अब जो क्लास में लेट आया वो अलग बात है, बट आई वांट अश्योरेंस दैट यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस पार्ट. This is very, very important, right? Every time what we do is we find the group by first, work by first group, second group, we equate them, we find efficiency की values fix करके we find total work, and then we solve our question. ठीक है, तो the same thing we are going to repeat, but अभी आगे ये अलग-अलग scenarios में मैंने तुम्हें बताया. अभी एक थोड़ा सा different dimension है. What is this different dimension? They are saying this is a previous recall. Previous recall मतलब something that we did in the previous class. यहाँ क्या बोला है? यहाँ बोला है, do you remember that question? A contractor hires 100 laborers to finish a work in 30 days. You remember with this question, 100 laborers are hired by contractor to do work in 30 days. However, after 10 days, it is found that only 20% work is done. Right? And then we took two conditions. That now that 20% work is done, I told you what actual work is like. And then we realized, okay, now if we want to finish the work in time, we'll have to hire more people. Or if you want to do it with same number of people, we'll have to delay the project and get some more days. So either तुम days बढ़ा रहे थे same labor के साथ, या labors बढ़ा रहे थे अगर same day में deliver करना. Let's say we do not have any option. There is no extra time available. There is no extra labor available. जितने लोग हमने हायर करे हैं और जितने दिन हमको मिले उतने उसमें काम करना है ना? ऐसा तो होता नहीं है. देखो कंपनीज कैसे चलेगी? कंपनीज में एम्प्लॉय से आलस करते रहेंगे. क्लाइंट ने बोला है कि 2 हफ्ते में प्रोजेक्ट देना है, तुम आलस करते बैठो, तो फिर क्या एचआर बोलेगा अरे अरे और डबल नंबर ऑफ लोग हायर करो और सैलरी दो. ऐसी चलती है कंपनी? कभी नहीं. कंपनी कैसे चलती है? एम्प्लॉयज को फोर्स करके कि एफिशिएंसी बढ़ाओ, प्रोड्यूस मोर आउटपुट, वर्क फॉर मोर आवर्स, है ना? यू शुड बी एबल टू डू मोर वर्क इन अ सर्टेन डे, राइट? तो जब तुम किसी को बोल रहे हो कि तुम्हें ज्यादा काम करना है एक दिन में, मतलब तुम उसको क्या बोल रहे हो? एफिशिएंसी बढ़ाने के लिए बोल, राइट? तो दिस इज व्हाट द कॉन्सेप्ट इज कमिंग हियर. कि अर्लियर क्वेश्चन व्हाट वी डिड वाज, एक तो सबसे पहले इसको कैसे सॉल्व करना है कि 10 days later it was found only 20% work is done, right? तो 100 laborers, this is a different type of efficiency. सिर्फ लेबर्स ही है, एक ही टाइप ऑफ एम्प्लॉय है, राइट? एक ही टाइप ऑफ एम्प्लॉय है. 100 laborers, number of days is 10 days. ठीक है? So they worked with whatever their efficiency. ओरिजिनली हम 1 ही लेते हैं, राइट? जब एक ही टाइप का लेबर है तो एफिशिएंसी उनकी 1 है, जो भी पहले एफिशिएंसी थी, राइट? तो 1 एफिशिएंसी से वो काम कर रहे थे, लेट्स से. तो they were able to finish 1000 units, and this 1000 units represented 20% of work, right? So what was the remaining work? 80%, which was then 4000 units, right? 4000 units was left. Now this 4000 units were to be finished in the 20 remaining days, right? And we do not have extra labors, so same number of labors, we have 100 labors. We have only 20 days left with us. We will need a new efficiency in order to finish this 4000 units, right? Same, we have 20 days left and 100 labors. So then L की value कितनी आ रही है? 2. L की value कितनी आ रही है? 2. So basically, originally, the old efficiency with which they were working was 1, and now new efficiency that they'll need is 2, right? So basically, they'll have to push their efficiency by what percent? They'll have to double it, right? New value minus old value upon old value into 100, मतलब 100% increase करनी पड़ेगी उनकी efficiency. डबल करनी पड़ेगी, मतलब 100% इंक्रीज करनी पड़ेगी. मतलब जितने टाइम में वो एक ब्रिक लगा रहे थे उतने टाइम में उनको अभी 2 ब्रिक्स लगाने पड़ेगी. फटफट काम करो, डबल काम करो. तुम अगर एक दीवार बना रहे थे एक दिन में 2 दीवारें बनानी पड़ेगी, राइट? तो फटाफट काम करो, इंक्रीज योर एफिशिएंसी. सो दिस इज द ट्रिक हियर कि इफ वी डू नॉट हैव एक्स्ट्रा टाइम और इफ वी डू नॉट हैव एक्स्ट्रा लेबर एट हैंड, व्हाट विल हैव टू डू इज विल हैव टू मेक द सेम पीपल डू ट्वाइस एज मच वर्क एवरी डे, right? So old efficiency, let's say we benchmark that they were doing it at 100%. Now they'll have to do it at 2 times, that is 200%. So they'll have to increase it by 100%. Do you understand this? Do you understand the logic behind this? Yes, good. Very good. Now let's move ahead. Try out this question. Same efficiency का फंडा है. Try out this question. देखो, ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ऑफ your time and work is useful in war situation also. Think about it. Think about it. That you have these trucks. They have a capacity of carrying food and weapons and everything, right? Accordingly, कि कहाँ पे कितना रास्ता जा सकता है. तुम्हें 3 कैंप्स लगाने हैं ताकि तुम दुश्मन को घेर सको. वो 3 कैंप्स में कहाँ पे कितनी गाड़ियां कितने समय में जा सकती है तुमको पता है. एंड देन फिर वो उस हिसाब से कितना वजन ऑफ थिंग्स कैरी कर सकती है तुम्हें पता है. तुम्हें अपने वॉरियर्स को वहां पे तुम्हें सोल्जर्स को वहां पे स्टेशन करना है. राइट. सो इनफ फूड इनफ एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी कैरीड बिकॉज ऐसा नहीं कि वो गाड़ियां बहुत जल्दी कहाँ कहाँ के टेरेन में वो होते हैं. राइट. सो द फूड द वेपन्स एवरीथिंग must last for those certain number of days for the number of days you are thinking the war will last, or you are thinking it will take before you can make another set of things reach to them. Right. तो ये काफी रियलिस्टिक हो गया. राइट. तो इसके भी पीछे तो वही होता है ना कि दे हैव एक्सपीरियंसेस. जैसे वो पेंटर को एक्सपीरियंस था ना हमारे दीवार का कितना टाइम लगेगा, वही वाली बात है ना. तो उसी से ही यूज करना है. यहाँ पे एफिशिएंसी विल बी एसोसिएटेड एट हाउ मच फूड यू ईट. राइट. एफिशिएंसी वुड बी सॉर्ट ऑफ अबाउट हाउ मच फूड यू ईट. सो लेट्स से देयर इज अ फर्स्ट ग्रुप व्हिच सेज 10 soldiers, 3 men, 3 gunmen, 5 days, right? So first group का क्या है? Soldiers into number of days into their efficiency S plus gunmen into number of days into their efficiency G, right? Which is 50S plus 15G, right? Second, दूसरा का क्या है? Second क्या है? Second is 6 soldiers and 2 gunmen stationed for 8 days. So number of soldiers, है ना? Into number of days into their efficiency plus number of gunmen into days into their efficiency. Right? So this is 48S plus 16G. Now both of these are equal quantity of food. Right? तो हमको पता है कि 50S plus 15G is equal to 48S plus 16G. Right? So this becomes 2S is equal to 1G. So S by G is 1 by 2. If S by G is 1 by 2, basically we are saying S is 1 and G is 2. Right? ये हमने efficiencies निकाली. Now once we have found out efficiency, what do we need to know? We need to be like, okay. So how much food is the truck carrying? Truck is carrying, let's say 50S. दोनों में से एक लेना है ना. 50S plus 15G food वो carry कर रहा है. Right? 50S is 1 and G is 2. So which is 80 units. अब ये 80 units food है, हमको कितने लोगों में चलाना है? कि we have 4 soldiers for 10 days. How many gunmen can we keep? Right? So we have number of soldiers into number of days into their efficiency 1 plus number of gunmen we don't know, right? Number of gunmen into number of days into their efficiency 2 is 80 units. So we have 40 plus 20 gunmen is equal to 80 units. So gunmen, how many can be there? 2. So how many gunmen can you keep? How many gunmen can you keep so that there's no food shortage? We can keep 2 gunmen. सही बात है. अगर कोई भी क्लास में ऐसा है ना अभी जो बोल रहा है कि मैं ऊपर ऊपर से समझ रहा हूँ समझ रही हूँ और मैं बाद में वीडियो देख के समझ जाऊंगी, that's really bad. You need to be sure that you're understanding everything in the class because your personal time should go in practicing and not revisiting this. So if you have any doubt, ask me right away because shortly we'll be starting type 2 efficiency. Type 1 तो उसके लिए strong हो जाना चाहिए ना. Any doubts here? Because we are done with type 1 efficiency now and we are going to move to type 2.